Here we are yet again with another stream. Market's just about to open. We have just 30 seconds to go before the market's gonna open. Yeah, we will be trading MNQ and ES today, like we always do, and we'll just be trading until 9:30 because that's our window of 2 hours of trading. So I usually start at 7:30 in the evening and I trade until 9:30 IST. Yep, time is 8 now, and the market's going to open. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it fires up today. Is it going to go up, continue yesterday's movement, or is it going to do a new trend today? Okay, I think the initial impulse shows strength to the upside, and I think it's going to take out this liquidity zone. After taking it out, is it going to reverse or is it going to continue? Let's wait and watch. It's going to be interesting. I don't think we'll have a setup today, unfortunately, because as you know, I just have $300 in my MFFU account now, and I have to be extremely careful while taking a trade. I have to take my best possible setup, otherwise I'll just lose the account. Yeah. So like the rule that's here, we have to, we have to assume it's always zero trades, and each trade is an exception. So I'm only going to enter when I'm really sure that the move is going to sustain. Price seems quite indifferent now. Yeah, and it's going up. Yeah. The second line that I've drawn here is that is a pretty good liquidity zone because above it you can see huge bearish candles. So price could actually react to that zone. Although it's at this moment it's behaving like crazy. It's not moving neither up nor down. It's just stuck there. It's trying to move to both the sides. We can see there is pressure from both buyers and sellers. Let's go to the lower time frames and see what's happening there. Hmm. It's so funny when the volume is like this. Look at the volume that New York Open brings in across the Asia session and the Europe Open. Look at how the market's behaving. Asia and London, the market barely moved. Actually, there was movement, but then when you compare it to the US market volumes, it's crazy. It's heavily bought in and sold off in the US markets. That's why we trade this timing, this open. When there's huge volumes, there's going to be huge volatility and controlled volatility, predictable volatility is a trader's paradise. But yeah, it's also extremely risky. That's why it's a trader's paradise. You have to be patient, disciplined in those 2 hours or during one shot because the market's gonna move like a demon. It's gonna go just wherever it feels like. Let's take a look at MES. Okay, MES seems to be reversing. Uh, okay, MES just took out this small liquidity zone. Uh, hmm, sorry. These are small liquidity pockets. You can never be sure about what's going to happen after these sweeps. Price could just continue in the same direction. The market has been quite tricky for liquidity-based traders the last 1 month. It's very difficult to trust the reaction of the price in the last couple of weeks. It's might be because, there is news related movement, all throughout the market during all hours now because of geopolitics. That could be one major reason why it's being bad, but yeah, it is quite bad at the moment. And a lot of traders are facing the issue. There is like huge volatility, uncontrolled volatility, especially in the commodity segment, At least we have some kind of control in the stock futures or the indices futures. But if you look at how commodities like silver and gold is moving, it's crazy. It's, it's just shooting up and down without any control on price. Okay. It's picking up some momentum to the downside. I think it has made its decision finally to move to the downside. I think what's driving a part of this move, I mean, you can say it's hindsight bias or post-move rationalization. I won't deny it. But this sweep here, MES always shows the structural pattern of MNQs and MES move. So here I believe this liquidity sweep on this 15 minutes is actually driving this move. Although the move is pretty weak and the liquidity zone was also pretty I mean, weak, the move is still happening. MNQ is about to take out these lows. What do you think will happen at these lows? Do you think we'll have a trading opportunity? I'm not sure. Not sure because the price is moving with strength. And when price moves with strength, I'm usually not that convinced on a reversal trade. But all we want is a good reaction with displacement. If that happens, then there's no problem whatsoever. Yeah, I still have the cold from yesterday, so not at the top of my health. What's price doing here? Come on, it's US New York Open. Yeah, but we have to respect what the price is doing and just react to it. That's what we're supposed to do as traders. So there's no point begging the market to move to, either side. Trading is not prediction, it's just reaction and response to what the market's doing. Nice move. Sometimes I do think when price moves like this, moves this crazily to one side, how am I supposed to take a reversal trade even if it gets swept? It's going to be extremely risky, isn't it? That is why sometimes during NY Open, it's very difficult to get a reversal trade. But to be honest, based on the volume that we have, if you trade London or if you trade any other market, I'm not sure if you'll get that fast of a move. So it's like a trade-off. Sometimes the move doesn't work, but when it works really well. That is the trade-off with selecting NY Open time zone for, your liquidity sweep setups. But I'm seeing something interesting here. I'm seeing an SMT here. MNQ has taken the downs. Uh, yeah, it's taken the low here, and MES has failed to take the low. It might take later, but right now it has not. That's showing me signs of SMT. And if it's SMT, I think we might have a trade to the upside, but I'm not 100% sure on that because MES is also showing strength. So it might be just a matter of a few minutes when it finally breaks to this level. So yeah. Yeah, but anyway, we need to see huge displacement to the upside for us to enter this trade, and we'll be risking very low amount of capital. I would like to risk just $100 if possible, but I don't think it's going to be an easy trade to get. Yeah, the reactions coming in. I'd like to see more reaction there. Okay, 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 nice, nice, nice. How's the 1 minute candle looking? Okay, crazy candle. Shall we connect our account? Okay, it's already connected. If we buy like three, I don't know, let's see. I just want to see. I'm not going to enter a trade. Okay, I can put 138 SL. I don't think price is gonna come here, is it? 3 minutes candle, let's see. Okay, and how's MES doing? MES is still holding. Yeah, this could be a good trade. Okay, if it doesn't come down, I'm gonna change the quantity to 2. Mm, yeah, it might fly high pretty fast. Let's see with 2. Okay, let's see, and We'll keep this as the SL. If it hits, it hits. Seems like a good trade because of SMT and MNQ showing strength to the other side. Okay, so we shall wait and let me think of a good TP area for us to keep. This should be a good area. I will target here. Yeah, now we shall let the trade just play out what it's supposed to play out. Yeah, might hit the SL. It's moving down. If it hits the SL, that's our one trade for the day, and we shall be done for the day. Yeah, MES, yeah, MES is also moving down, so that is showing strength to the downside. Might hit our stop loss anytime now. We can rationalize all we want. I can say things like, okay, market was showing strength anyway, so it will come down. But all those things doesn't matter. You enter a trade, and there are only few questions that you have to ask yourself. Was the trade based on your setup? Was the risk managed? Was it an A plus setup? And did you have a good stop loss to take? Did all your rules, did you follow all your rules? If all those are good, then there's nothing to worry. Now, the only worry here for me is that might not be, might not have been an A plus setup, but it's still an A setup based on my analysis. So I'm not worried. If it hits the SL, if it hits the SL, that's it. No problem for us. And our risk is very well controlled. It's very low. So yeah, I'm good like that. If we get a decision, then that marks the end of the day for us. If it's an SL, that's it. So let price do what it wants to do. There we go. We hit our SL and we, how much is the loss? We hit 188 loss on our account, which is fine. But yeah, that moves us very close to our drawdown line. And we have to be extremely careful now with the right setup. But yeah, that is our one trade for the day. So now the next trade would only be tomorrow, not today. So if a setup appears tomorrow, then we'll take the next trade. Otherwise, we wouldn't. Yeah. Yep, and I think it's going to go down. The move looks quite strong. So everybody who's on a short position, think you're going to have a nice time. All right, I think it's time. Then then we'll see you again tomorrow. I'll end the stream right now. Yes.